place. You can see we're in an amazing museum, and this is quite a rare museum. It's the Museum of Wonders, and it goes through creation. So we're going to listen to the person that owns it, the actual owner, where Ron Wyatt brought all this stuff here from his excavations of Noah's Ark and archaeology. So this is going to be really cool. So here we go.
All right, I'm David Rives. Welcome to the Wonders Center and Science Museum. We are so glad to have everybody here today. We actually just opened a few months ago, but this has been a lifelong pursuit. I started picking up fossils in my backyard. I was about 7 or 8 years old. It was about an hour south of here, and all of a sudden I realized that most of those fossils were marine fossils, sea fossils. Things that really shouldn't be in the middle of Tennessee where there's not a sea nearby. And then I realized that this could be powerful evidences for biblical truth. So I began to stick those things in a fishing tackle box until I found way too many fossils to fit in a fishing tackle box. So I said, I've got to find a larger box. So there's got to be a bigger box somewhere. And I grabbed one of these big tough boxes that goes in the back of a pickup truck. And I started to put all of these fossils, all of these proofs of a biblical flood, all of these different artifacts that I was finding in my backyard, sticking them in a bigger box. Well, that was at about 8 or 9 years old. I'm here today in a much bigger box because we're standing in the largest science museum in Tennessee, over 100,000 square feet. And again, we just opened a few months ago. We were so excited to have you here. We have exhibit halls all throughout. Some of the things, some of the highlights that you're going to see. Number one, you might notice that you're standing underneath a 55-foot-long Camarasaurus, a long-necked sauropod dinosaur. These things are found all over the world, but the shoulder on this particular creature can actually be found right over there. You can touch the actual shoulder off of the Camarasaurus from Utah. So these things are even found in the States.
We're from Utah.
So I lead a dinosaur dig every year, usually in Kansas, and I'll take 30, 40 people who've always dreamed of digging up dinosaurs into the middle of fields, and we began finding massive creatures. Again, so many of these things are marine. I'm talking about clams that are this big in diameter. I'm talking about pieces of 50-foot-long Paleosaurs, mosasaurs, giant dragons in the sea, squids, all sorts of things, fish that are 18 feet long, and all mixed in with creatures like this. Seems to me that there was something pretty catastrophic that happened that tied everything up into floods and sediments in the past. So, when you go down the north wing, you're going to see Wonders of Paleontology, which is all about dinosaurs and fossils. You will find fast fossils. You will find living fossils. About 15 different examples of fossils that actually are found in the fossil record and are still living today, nearly identical to their fossil counterparts. Now, a lot of people would say that many of those fossils went extinct millions upon millions, hundreds of millions of years ago. And yet, I have to ask myself, well then why do they look the same today? They haven't evolved in 500 million years? Maybe there's a better explanation. Maybe there is no such thing as evolution. Maybe God created in the beginning, and that's the world that we're living in. So as you want to go in, you're going to go and you'll see the wonders of astronomy. You'll see a massive meteorite from home for space in Camarasaurus in Argentina. It's about 25 pounds. You're going to see the wonders of literature, where you will come across 1,000-year-old Torah scrolls that were hidden in secret chambers in a synagogue in Cairo, Egypt, and finally found about 800, 900 years later. You'll be able to see the actual artifact. You'll be able to see the brand new open Wonders of Geology, where we have an augmented reality virtual sandbox where you can build mountains and watch fish swim in seas just by pushing the sand around. There is a brand new Mount St. Helens. And Mount St. Helens shows massive catastrophic forces that reshape a local landscape very quickly. It would mimic some of the massive catastrophic forces that have happened in Earth's past. I'm talking about the Great Flood. You'll see so much more of that. Get a box down through there. We have a cafe over here with spectacular coffee, snacks, and anything that you might need, ice creams and all of that. Down the east wing, we have our production studios, which you can't go in, but you can actually look in and see the TV studios, the audio production facilities where we produce all of our content. We've got wonders of human anatomy, we've got wonders of zoology, we have live animals, live geckos, bearded dragons. Maybe some of them might come out to say hello. We'll see about that. It's under construction right now, but you can still go in. We have the wonders of Alaska, where you can see all about the amazing design of Alaskan animals. Down in the lower level, we have wonders of history and archaeology, where there are so many artifacts, including, be on the lookout for this, a jar handle from Israel that actually has the very impression of King Hezekiah. His seal is stamped on this jar handle. A lot more to be seen, and I'm going to let y'all explore. There's kids' hands-on activities all throughout the halls. But at some point, what time is your planetarium show?
11:30.
11:30. Be sure to be in the rotunda, right in this hall, at least 10 to 15 minutes prior. Because once the doors lock at 11:30, they do not reopen because it gets so dark in the planetarium. Be sure to be here at least 10 minutes before 11:30 because you'll be going in the largest, you'll be going in one of the top 10 planetariums in the world. There are over 4,000 planetariums in the world. We rank in the top 10. It's a 60-foot full dome planetarium. It projects 6.5K resolution. Most of our TVs today are 4K. No, this is 6.5K. You're going to feel like you're really in space, flying past galaxies and planets. Be sure to stay seated immediately after the planetarium show, because about 5 minutes after, there is a Tesla experience. Have y'all heard about the Tesla experience? All right, so what we're going to do is stay seated after the planetarium show, and we will fire 1 million volts of electricity, lightning bolts, in the same room that you are sitting in. So it's quite an experience, and it's something that you will not see again. There's so much more, but let me give you a couple of quick tips here. Number one, in the planetarium, start up top. Those are the best seats in the house for a planetarium. Number two, take the blue cards before you disperse today, before you even go off to look at the exhibits. Take the blue cards and put your name and address and email address. Drop the blue card in the fishbowl where they're standing right over there, and there will be a drawing before the end of the day for some free resources and materials. Number three, for the young ones who were handed a scavenger hunt, I see a few of you holding those, be sure that if you finish the scavenger hunt, you get all your answers correctly, turn them in at the gift shop, and there will be prizes involved. Actually, probably multiple prizes involved. On the 45 of each hour, there is a mini movie, a 23-minute movie that plays in 70 Hall down at the far end of the east wing on this level. You can filter in and out of there. You should have tiny little tickets, little stamp-sized tickets. Drop those in before you walk in 70 Hall and watch that 20-something minute mini movie where we're on the search for a fossilized tree standing upright in the middle of a cliff face covered of stone. How did that happen? We'll find out in the movie. Am I forgetting anything else?
Where's that?
Africa. How many of you want to go on an African photo safari with me in September? You may not raise your hands right now, but I think that there might be a few of you interested, and just in time, because we only have a couple of spots left. So every September, every year, I lead an 11-day photo safari into South Africa, and I book out an entire reserve, take you into private resorts. We all have our cabins. We all sit around and have teachings at the camp night, and at the lodge in the evenings, we have game drivers that pull up to the lodge in open-air vehicles. We load into those open-air vehicles, and we go out, and we see zebras, herds of impalas, giraffe within just a few feet away, prides of lions at sunrise. We go on sunset boat cruises. We go hot air ballooning over Africa, and we do experiences with elephants in which we play games and see how good their memory is. So if you're interested in Africa, just see Haley over there. She's holding the gecko currently, and let her know, or you can let any of
I want to see the gecko. Gotta see the gecko. So cute. When I was young, when I was young, I would sit in school and just daydream when I could go lizard hunting because I was really good at catching them. Hi, Carlos. Hey, you there, cutie. Whoops. It's amazing that some people in church do believe in Darwinism instead of fruit. This is really how our Earth's creation happened. Day 1 to day 7. So anyway, hope you enjoy this nice tour. Other things, this is just a very new museum. We've never even heard of it until Carol brought us here. So
That's a good